Welcome to Coaching Uncut, a special series on the Unstoppable Woman podcast, where I take you behind the scenes and give you a peek into the private coaching I do with my clients. All of these coaching calls have been recorded with the permission from my clients who have generously allowed me to share these with you as a way of helping more people in this world. They give you access to master level coaching and the opportunity to learn the lessons that they're learning right along with them. Please keep in mind that these recordings are not studio productions and the audio quality may be less than ideal, but the content will take you far and help you become unstoppable. With that, listen in and learn. Hello. How are you?
I'm good.
That was very stoic. I'm good.
I'm good because I'm supposed to be. No. I'm good. I've just been slightly frustrated by my laptop, which keeps doing unproductive things. Let's just leave it at that. So right now I use Workflowy. I don't know if you've ever used that app to like take notes and keep stuff. And I have all of our notes from all of our conversations there. And the thing is like refusing to open. And anyway, so it's just throwing me off my game. But other than that, I'm good. Back from the gym, kicked my ass. I feel like once I get that done for the day, I'm pretty much set. I have a breakthrough call today coming up at 12 with another, LinkedIn person. I really don't know who this guy is, but
I love that. That's so good.
Right? And I mean, again, he has an affiliation with BN like prior company. So, but other than that, I don't know who the guy is. So we'll see. And yeah, it's so curious to me that so many men reach out, even though I've been sort of shifting my marketing a little bit to be open to anyone. And I really like working with men. There's part of me that's like, Jesus, like maybe I should just like do a whole man thing. Anyway.
Well,
right?
Do what you
I don't know.
do.
I'm not shutting anyone away right now. So I don't feel something I have to make a decision around.
Yeah. Well, I was having the same thought. I'm like, I think that you don't change what you're doing, but
right.
In terms of your marketing and your messaging, but I think you change your internal perspective around it so that you're like, oh, well, I thought I was working with women, but really I'm working with men. The only reason I'm working with women is that all my first clients were women. I had one man, and I've had men along the way that are attracted to the work that I do and, work with me behind the scenes.
Yeah.
However,
it
became very clear that everyone who was attracted to working with me were women. I'm like, okay, there we go. That's my niche.
Yeah. No, totally. Well, the only other thing that I have about it, and this is like a bullshit story I've made up, but since today is also, I'll share it. So, as you know, all these right now are private clients, and I like that, and it's fine. As I market my group offering, that I intend to target women specifically for various reasons. One of the reasons, though, that I always just make this assumption that somehow men wouldn't want to be in a group setting.
I think they would love it, actually.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. I think that they would.
Now, what makes you think they would? What makes you feel so strongly about that?
They're so desperate for a place where they can voice their real feelings, get in touch with their real feelings. My dog is making squeaky noises.
I didn't know what that was. Is that a bird? Another bat, perhaps.
He's like, it's time to play, Mom.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, he's so cute. I think they're desperate for an outlet to facilitate sharing their feelings, not like as a encounter group or something like that, but like
right,
like a real conversation about this stuff.
Yeah.
I think it would be fascinating, and I think you could really hold space for them.
Yeah, and what's so interesting to me also along these lines, I'm saying like it's so shocking. It's not really shocking, but it's interesting to be in a position because of this work that I'm doing with these right now 5 or 6 men, I'm losing track. And quite frankly, like they have the same issues but the women do. Like, there's part of me that's like, man, I want to go off on a whole like political rant, but I'm kind of like,
yeah.
Anyway, I'll leave it at that. It's just,
it's human. It's human.
Correct.
It's not
Correct.
male or female. It's human.
Right.
I do think that, you know, I haven't looked at this research anytime recently, but I remember when my father was still an active professor at UCLA, he was dating a woman who was doing research on all women universities, colleges, and schools, and how, you know, women showed up differently in those settings. And the, you know, I don't remember all the details of it. It was, you know, 20 years ago, but they showed up much more in their strengths versus like taking a back seat. And I would imagine that that's true in different ways for both male and female, right? So women aren't in competition as much with each other for male attention. And they're not shrinking to let men have the say, that, you know, and that's just something, not all women, this is,
which ties into the whole mating thing.
Right.
It's like, you want to stay attractive, so step back and let him be him. Yeah.
And, you know, that's not every woman, and it's across the board. Not across the board, right? That happens. But as an aggregate, that seems to be the case. And I think there's some equivalent to that for men as well. Like, when they're with women, the reverse is true. They have to show up as the alpha male or try and figure out where they are in the pecking order. And that's very limiting. It's not true, right? It's the way of the world. Yeah. But it puts the human being always in a fighting for place situation.
Yeah.
And they would, you know, dudes love being friends with other dudes. They would love to do that in a work business setting as well, and not have to be in competition.
Yeah. And that, I mean, we'll just have to see. Like, I think at some point I'll experiment with it. I'm not quite ready now. But again, like, it's just interesting that, you know, for instance, the topic of confidence, right? You know, and well, maybe I just haven't really been paying attention to recently, but, you know, I feel like there's a louder, whatever, conversation, I'll put it that way, in our society about, you know, women in business and, you know, the ones who feel like imposters.
Yep.
But
it's the same for men. Yep.
Exactly. And it's like, but no one's really talking about it. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Until they, so anyway, it's really interesting. Speaking of confidence.
Wait, before we shift. Here's what I'd like you to do. I want you to start having little mini conversations with your male clients. Yeah. That go something like this. Hey, this has nothing to do with the topic that we're currently talking about, but I have a question for you. I have about 5 or 6 male clients, and there's some commonality between what they're all going through. Yeah. And I'm curious about whether you'd be interested. I'm not ready to do this right now, but I'm kind of just taking the pulse. Are you interested in something like this in addition to private coaching? Yeah. In addition, you have to make sure to say that, in addition to the private coaching that we're doing. Would that be something that would be useful to you? What I'm seeing is that I think there's a larger conversation here, and that men aren't being allowed to have, and that it'd probably be really useful to start having that conversation in a facilitated, safe environment. Would that be something you're interested in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, wow, it's amazing how my conditioning on this is so strong. So I can definitely see myself having that conversation. That's not an issue. But again, where my brain goes to is, despite the fact that men need this and would value it, I feel like they're socialized even like if it's the topic of, you know, performing within one's career, you know, professionally, that doesn't that feel even more alarming to them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a real opportunity, though. I know that there are men's groups out there and there are people doing this stuff, but I think you have a unique place where it's not like an alpha male being the leader. It's a female.
Right.
And you're attracting these guys anyways. They're attracted to the message that you're putting out.
Yeah. Very, very interesting.
Have you ever asked yourself, how do I grow my business without simply working harder? After all, there's only so many hours in the day. Being a smart, driven female entrepreneur doesn't always give us the results we desire. That's why I'm hosting a 3-day virtual event to walk you through exactly how to achieve your goals faster than you ever thought possible. The Unstoppable Woman Summit is designed to help you break through the invisible barriers of success and scale. This November, in just 3 days, I'm going to be giving you the exact roadmap that you need to dramatically increase your income without the burnout. Podcast listeners can save big by visiting theunstoppablewoman.com/breakthrough. This saves you $500 during our early bird pricing. You better hurry while the offer's still available. Bye for now and see you at the summit.
Here's the thing. Opportunity is knocking. Are you going to listen? Okay?
I'm listening.
I know you are, but like I want you not to like put it off. I'm like, this is a great idea. Okay?
Yeah.
It's different than what you thought you were going to do, but it's not. But I'm not hearing anything in you wouldn't be talking about it with me if it wasn't attractive to you in some way.
Oh, no, it definitely is. I mean, yeah, it is. I mean, I've always, just as a general rule, not necessarily in the capacity of like coach or whatnot, like I've always enjoyed working with men almost more than women.
Well, there you go.
And it's not a sexual thing. It's just I don't know what it is.
Do you get into more competition with women? I know, like with your boss, there was like stuff. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Probably. Although I can, you know, on the other hand, I can think of like so many people, and I'm talking about from work, who are women who I really enjoyed, who we had close friendships with. So it's not that I dislike it, but yeah, there's a different. You know what it is? And again, this is stereotyping. I know, I fully acknowledge, okay, but the stereotyping of like women in packs being like cattier, or there's like bullshit attached to it that like I just don't find with men.
Yeah.
And I just think as feminine as I am, there's part of me that's much more sort of cut through the bullshit, like masculine energy. In some ways. So, anyway, it's interesting. I didn't have anything else urgent. It was on the topic of confidence in clients, not my confidence, but helping others with their confidence. But
you want to ask it really quickly? Let's see.
Well, I mean, I just feel like it's coming up a lot. And of course, I'm helping people with it. But, you know, when someone's at a real low point, right? Let's say they're coming after having whatever, like a bad experience that rocked their confidence, right? You know, I know I should know this, but what do you find is a good way to help someone start spiraling back up? I mean, gratitude, focusing on their wins and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's classic. It's get right back on the horse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know? It's not doing that. Okay?
Yeah. And then the other thing I'll add, and again, we can pick it up at another time, is like, what I also find is when I ask people to like, you know, so you're feeling less confident. So what would you be doing if you were more confident, right? Like getting them to focus in on specific behaviors other than this like general feeling of not sure they're confident enough, you know? And I'm like, well, how is that?
So give me the context. Someone comes to you and says, I had this experience and I got knocked down and I need to build my confidence back up, or it's I've never been confident and I need to
It's
be more confident.
it's more the former. I do have one person that fits into the latter. Like, it's never been my strong suit to be super confident, but I'm dealing with more the former, where people, and it gets like three men, different situations, going, you know, really top performers. Maybe one was a golden boy for a while, and then they feel like they've kind of topped out, or they had a negative experience with, you know, like someone's bonus got cut last year with not a lot of like explanation, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. So with that, I would look at impression of increase. And I have a module in fundamentals coming out next week, Monday. So on that, that'll give you a little bit. It's basic, you know, but that'll give you a little bit of a perspective on it. But I would look at how they can uniquely express themselves. So it's not about, like, I would ask the guy who had things cut, like, who were you being? Is that the truth of who you are? Right? And is the truth of who you are this over here? Do you need to fully express that? Because when you're in your full expression of who you are, you get compensated accordingly. You are starting, like what you're doing on LinkedIn, you're starting to express yourself. You're now getting compensated for it, right? You're not, whereas before you were like, can I say that? I don't know if I can say that. I don't know if I want to say that, right? And like therefore, where are the people, right? But now you're saying it, and there are the people. So same thing in corporate. Did something happen where he's now shrinking the full expression of who he is, and he was expressing that more fully before? Or is he tired of faking it and hasn't figured out a new way of fully expressing himself? What's his unique way? Because you don't have to be loud, right? Like I have I have tons of time by myself. I'm an ambivert, right? I need the time by myself. But when I'm with people, I can, you know, be magnetic in the room, and, you know, people would think that I'm an extrovert, and, you know, I can command a room, but there's other times where I sit back and I just listen. And, you know, you can be very powerful as someone who just sits back and listens. It's all about your energy. You come from energy. So anyways, that's what I would dive into that with that person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Excellent.
Okay.
Thank you.
Have a good one. You're welcome. Bye.
I hope you thoroughly enjoyed this episode of Coaching Uncut. Let us know in the comments what you learned and how you can apply it to your own life and business. We absolutely love hearing from you. And we also love receiving your feedback. So thank you in advance for your likes and reviews. They really help us connect with more women who need this information to help them scale. So much appreciated for that and taking the time to do that. Now, if it's go time for you and you're ready to scale your life and your business, then I want to offer you up something. I want to offer you access to our Be Unstoppable Facebook group. We drop daily and weekly resources in this free group that show you exactly how to scale, what you need to be doing differently. So if you want access to that group and it's go time for you, go to theunstoppablewoman.com/Facebook group, and that will redirect you there. So theunstoppablewoman.com/Facebook group, no spaces, and start by getting your copy of the Scale Plan, which lives there, and it's totally free. So go do that now, and then tune in to the next episode and continue to be unstoppable.